welcome to episode 12 of Fallen Dragons, title to be announced at a later date. Uh, I'm Mike, I'm your DM, as always, and I'm here with four of my players. Um, Little announcement about three of my players. I was counting me for a second there. Um, Little announcement about the fourth player, Melody. She has family issues tonight and at certain times down the road. She will come and play when she's available. Uh, and that's about all the information I have on that. um, but why don't we start by going around and letting our players introduce themselves and the characters they're playing? We'll start with Patrick to my left.
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I'm playing Lucid Reverie, who's the cleric, the blaster cleric.
And you're human, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then we'll go up to Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm playing Otto, the human moon druid.
And now over to Dusty.
Hi, y'all. I am Dusty. I'm playing Smite. I'm a Tiefling Warlock. I just turned my hands blue with washable ink. Unintentionally.
Look, your skin's not blue, so your hands don't match now.
You're Blue Abu Dide?
So,
Do you live in a blue house with a blue window?
Not
so,
the
so when last we left this group, you were on ship, headed back to the Emerald Isle from the far land of Nikos. And Otto had a fairly uneventful evening doing his favorite activity, which is eating. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I've sort of gathered that that's Otto's favorite activity.
Yep, that's pretty accurate.
Um, the other two of you, however, did not have such a calm night. As Lucid was visited by the Storm Lord in the shape of a female, eh, which told him that the Storm Lord was happy with him, but had future plans for him. At this given time, the Storm Lord did not tell him what those were. And earlier that evening, our tiefling had a visit from, should I say visit? It was more of a dream visit from her patron, Tiamat, who, not in exact words, but basically requested a visit. And you don't really say no to Tiamat when she requests you to come see her.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm busy.
I had plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Uh,
Can you like send me a doodle poll? Maybe we can coordinate.
when your patron is a five-headed dragon, you don't say no generally,
Mama!
because a response in the negative would then lead to another question, which is which breath weapon would you like to die from? Because she has all five. And that is not a question you want to have to ask, because it's not going to end up well no matter what answer you give her. So, so the next morning comes. You are all awoken by two things. A sailor in the crow's nest is screaming land ho at the top of his lungs.
Land, ho.
And the second thing you're awoken by is the cook coming and uh, pounding on the door of whatever stateroom you decided to be in, saying that breakfast is about to be served. I don't know this already because he was awoken earlier and he has been helping the cook do this. The one upside of this trip for Otto is that he's acquired quite a bit of cooking skill from helping the cook on the trip.
Which will really
So,
help when he's just stuck in the forest again, trying to find rabbits to eat.
well, now you can,
Now you can cook them.
now you know that
Rabbit's delicious.
a pan would come in handy when you're trying to cook one of them.
Yep.
Um, so, what do the three of you do? Well, Otto is busy helping the cook. What do the other two of you do?
I guess I get my breakfast and eat it, and then, like, watch as the land comes closer.
I greet the day by cursing Apollo and putting the pillow over my head. I'll get breakfast in a minute.
Okay. So, Lucid comes out, sits down at the table, piles a plate of food, and begins to eat. Um, If you look over the railing to your right, you will see land off in the distance. It will take you probably about 2 hours to get there.
I see.
Well, I'm happy to see land. I'm sick of all the seamen.
Okay.
Sorry. It was going to be my response to the land ho joke, but I'm a little late.
Hey,
I mean, that's the result of semen, right?
actually, if you were a land ho, would you even be on a ship? You'd be busy doing other things. Uh, but we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
I think we did already.
Yeah,
It's a little late.
yeah. Uh, uh, but with land being about 2 hours out, you'll all have plenty of time for your to have breakfast and collect your gear before leaving the ship.
Otto thanks the cook for all of her instruction and says that he hopes that he gets to see her again.
Um, she says thank you in return for all your help because have, having an assistant made this trip much easier. And she hands you a cloth bag, uh, about a medium-sized cloth bag. And as you open it up, it's full of leftover food from breakfast.
Ah, a woman after my heart.
She says, with us docking soon, I'll be able to refresh supplies so you can take this with you on your further adventures.
I think she's flirting with you.
I think she's flirting with me.
She gives him a sack of bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Otto is the only character we know who would think that somebody giving him a sack of food is a way of flirting with him.
It works for me.
Yeah.
Above game.
Right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, if some girl got me takeout delivered, she'd have my heart forever.
Hi. How are you?
it would only take takeout.
It would have to be pretty good, but yeah.
Not gonna lie. I've done a lot more for less. I don't care where the takeout's from, just send me something to eat.
Okay. Um, so after you guys eventually finish your breakfast, you have about an hour before you dock at the Emerald Isle. Are either of are you going to discuss what you're planning to do, or
I think we were gonna find Esma and get our gold back.
Yeah.
I thought we're coming here for vengeance, and this pleases me.
Yeah, vengeance.
okay, what does that entail?
Beating up Esma and taking the gold and the magic items, because that flask of rum would be nice.
Yeah.
You
Them burning the village to the ground.
Oh, okay.
uh,
Salty earth.
uh you planning to leave Esma and the Queen alive, or
We'll decide when we get there.
because
I don't like to give away my plans.
well, it's the three of you talking about that. You're you're going to end up working on the same plan, basically.
Can we just like maybe cut off her ears at least?
I'm sure that we could find some use for Genasi ears.
I mean, they would make pretty meta earrings.
It's true.
You could probably sell them to a mage for a fair amount of money as spell ingredients and such.
Charge a premium because they're royal ears.
Yeah.
Mm.
So how many guards does she have? We should.
From what
You
I
won't
remember, not very many.
you won't know what's there until you get there.
We've only been gone like what, a month, right?
You've been gone longer than a month.
So like 2 months?
Maybe more like 6.
And I've been scribing scrolls of cure wounds that entire time. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
you know, the whole thing with the Blood Lotus took some time. Um, so, so I would say you've been discussing things for maybe a half an hour. So you're definitely getting closer to land. You're thinking maybe a half an hour or so.
So definitely robbery, maybe skinning her alive. That's what I'm hearing.
That feels right.
I mean, last time I was here,
Agreed.
I tortured someone in her mother's name, so, I've got to balance the scales.
It feels right to everyone.
Yeah, then burn the village to the ground.
I feel like this is what the Stormlord wanted.
Hail Timo.
A glorious crusade
Okay.
for the Stormlord.
About
Sounds ambitious for three adventurers, but
about
we're
20,
capable.
about 15 minutes out, you see a shape above you.
Dragons.
Oh Lord.
A fairly large, fairly dark shape.
Well,
Otto, ready here, octopus form.
Oh,
blah 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 blah.
it's, it definitely sees the ship.
Luckily, it probably just thinks we're traitors and, doesn't think that we're going to attack its allies. Right?
And
I'm
just
here as a tourist.
and just after you see the first one, a few minutes, it flies over the ship and circles back. As it circles back, you see a second one,
Great.
just slightly smaller than the first one.
I remember. Did they look familiar? Have we met?
From this distance, they do look familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You can't quite see the white, the grayish spider web pattern on their scales, but they do look familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And a few minutes after that, just as you're about to dock, you see a third, but it's considerably smaller than the other two.
Maybe that'll be nice. We were at the birth.
Well, you were.
Um, you
Practically a godparent.
you didn't quite expect them to be on the island so quickly. You left them in the Shadowfell, and they were. So, are you going to tell your two companions about these two? Or these three?
These are familiar to me. We've met before in the Shadowfell. They have formed an alliance with Esma and her mother's kingdom to use it as a portal, right?
Yeah. They formed an alliance with Esma. Her mother had no idea this happened. Um, they they fo- they formed an alliance of this. Esma would give them access to the island in return for them helping to uh, combat her father, her stepfather's. Uh, Actually, it was their biological father's army, which that combat never materialized because he got his throat cut before that ever happened. But it appears that the Obsidian Shadow Dragon family created the portal they needed and are now in this plane of existence on the island.
Well,
Eh,
let's hope they aren't too fond of Esma.
I think
Oh,
it's strategic. I don't think that there's a real bond.
Okay.
oh, and by the way, you won't find obsidian shadow dragons in any book. They're mine. So, um, which annoyed the hell out of Melody. But what the heck? Um, the two adult dragons eye the ship as it docks. They don't do anything at this point, per se. They're just keeping track of it.
Hmm.
Although the little one does hover a bit lower over the ship to to see who's on it.
Well, considering that Smite told me that they were old acquaintances, I wave hello to the little dragon.
Smite, give me a perception check.
Oh no, that's my lowest stat. At least it's not negative anymore.
Eh,
Did Otto in fact change into his octopus form or
no.
Got an 8.
an 8?
I'm not very perceptive ever. Nat 20.
The baby shadow dragon is, however. Smite, are you standing out on? In fact, where are the three of you at this given moment?
I had grabbed my knapsack from my stateroom and, yeah, just waiting to
So
get away from the
you're,
seamen.
you're standing out on deck,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Are the other two of you standing out on deck?
Yeah, I'm prepared to help them lower the gangplank and get off the ship as quickly as possible.
What about Lucid?
Lucid fell asleep.
Yeah,
Oh.
wake up.
Hence the
Hi.
name.
There's a dragon staring at you. Wake up.
Uh-oh.
um,
Are you on deck
so
with the other two of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
the baby dragon gets lower, floats down even lower. The fact the wind off his wings is starting to risk the sails tearing.
Big baby.
But, well, it's been 6 months and dragons grow fairly quickly.
Oh, that's true.
They age slowly, but they grow fairly quickly. Um, and when Smite looks up, she sees a dragon's face staring directly at her, no more than a foot away.
Hi.
And it almost looks like it smiles back at you, like it does recognize you from before. But then it gets a bit of a quizzical look on its face, like, what what are you doing here?
I'm here as a tourist. We miss Nesma.
And as much of as a 6-month-old dragon can, it roars. Which,
Which is still fairly a lot, because, I mean, they're big creatures.
yeah, it roars. Which, Smite, give me a dex roll. In fact, all three of you give me dex rolls.
That one fell off the table. To do another.
2.
Ooh.
I got a 3, so it doesn't even matter what my mod is.
What did Lucid get?
I am pulling it up.
My mod is 2, so that's a 5.
So, you,
I got a 23.
Damn.
so Lucid is the only one that is upright at this point, as Ido and Smite hit the deck from that roar.
Duck, guys!
Smite didn't have a chance to duck. She was about a foot away when this happened. You can't tell whether it's angry or whether it was happy to see you, but you are now on your butt on the deck.
Certainly
Um,
had an emotion of some kind.
the the other thing this roar does is bring mommy and daddy over to see what the roar was about.
Hey, guys, we see you're here as part of the treaty, right? Right?
So they bend their necks a little to look down on the ship, and they see Lucid standing there, and they see Otto and Smite laying there. Oddly enough, however, you three are the only three they see. The crew of the ship is hiding below deck.
Smart of them.
They're like, this isn't our problem. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that doesn't seem so far-fetched.
So, and the mother sort of nudges the baby, and the mother and the baby back off. The father, however, moves his neck in such a way as to tell you to follow.
I guess we follow him.
Is the gangplank down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before the crew split, they put the gangplank down. They're like, there, you can get off the ship. We're out here.
In fact, please leave.
Yeah. It's like, we have a schedule. Get the fuck off the ship.
Well, let's get the fuck off the ship and follow the big dragon. He's got the right of way.
The Jurassic Park theme song plays.
And you follow the male dragon from the dock area. And the three of you look behind you, and the mother and the baby are keeping pace, but they're behind you.
This isn't ominous at all.
Yeah.
What?
This is not ominous at all.
They're like, we know this one, we don't know the other two, and Dad wants you to follow, so if you don't, we're behind you to make sure that you do. So
Don't
you
mind me. I'm just a humble old cleric.
you should actually feel honored. You're getting a dragon escort to wherever they want you to go.
Yeah, honored.
I am proud to accept this honor. I am. You have such grace in seeing my nobility.
At which point, the father roars, and it's the loudest thing you've heard in quite a while. Although he's up high enough that it didn't.
Knock us on our asses.
The only reason the baby was able to do that is he was in your face at the moment.
Oh, shit.
Do any of you speak Draconic, by the way?
I think I do.
Uh,
Let me make sure.
Check and let me know.
I actually do. Huh. Racial languages, common draconic.
It's called Dungeons and Dragons. You always pick Draconic.
I don't know, I have Infernal.
Well, yeah, you're tiefling, you would.
I thought I might have it too, also, but that's it.
But Otto, you realize you can speak to these.
Um, so in draconic I say hail and are we in any trouble?
Which one are you directing this question to?
The father. One in front.
Uh,
I
Not
don't
at this
mind.
moment.
Sit
Okay.
down on
We know
Yes, Maeve.
we know this one,
I'm worried it's in my sheets.
and it sort of turns its head towards Smite. This one has been here before.
Mm. Hi, we're just catching up with old friends.
Hmm.
I needed a vacation, and I'm happy to see you. It was
I
an honor to be at the birth.
I relay
Or-
that on.
He says, apparently our young one was happy to see you.
I'm practically a godparent.
You must be so proud.
I
You're,
truly am. He's so grown.
and then he says, your friend, however, has caused us many issues.
Oh my. I'm sorry to hear that. Would you like to tell us about that?
Uh, she apparently had not, she apparently was not in authority to make the offer that she made.
Hmm. Yet you're here.
You know, that sounds like something she'd do.
Mm-hmm. We
we would have eventually found a way to be here anyway. We just used her as an easier way to do so.
And I mean, who's gonna gainsay your majesties?
Uh, Apparently, she had not told the queen of the island, the ruler of the island, of the deal she made. So the queen was quite upset.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of unnecessary drama, and it sounds pretty much like our friend. Is there any way that we could make your situation easier?
Well, the queen, shall we say, is no longer an issue.
Yeah, that's good.
Uh, the little one rather enjoyed her.
Ah,
Uh,
Royalty is delicious.
Above game, it did the thing that cats do to mice.
Oh,
Sort of
it sounds
battered her,
enjoyable.
around for a while, and then, uh, yeah,
eat the
Bit off her
rich.
head,
They're delicious.
yeah,
patted her around, bit off her head.
yeah.
I like these dragons.
Um, and then your friend tried to take the chest of gold and treasure that was in the dungeon.
Oh my, I'm so sorry for that. Was she successful?
No,
That's good.
she is currently healing from several wounds.
Does she still have her ears?
Yes,
Hmm.
There's something we
uh,
were planning to do about that.
but we will show you. We will take you to her. She's in the dungeon of our castle now.
Delightful.
This, oh, by the way, this is our island now.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I can respect that.
Um,
I'm sure you will rule well and wisely.
it is considerably different than when you saw it last.
I'm glad to hear things have changed.
Yeah, last I was here, there were assassins all over the island.
Hmm, not so much anymore. Your kind tend to run away.
I feel personally attacked.
Well, present company excluded. We we know you,
Hmm.
but your average human or average smallish creature tend to run away. Um, might be our necrotic presence.
They can't be blamed if they find your presence fear-inspiring.
I find it rather easeful.
Well, tieflings are a bit of a different sort.
Otto likes how they smell. Like dank lizard.
Yeah.
For they are the dank lizards.
That
What?
would be a good band name or a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Dank lizard, stank lizard.
What? Uh, what is what does Lucid think of all this being a cleric?
I'm a cleric of the Storm Lord. Governments are ephemeral.
So you're like these things come and go, and the
Yep,
Storm Lord's there no matter what.
yep. Something, dust in the wind.
Yeah. And well, dragons and the Storm Lord tend to get along because
Dragons
dragons.
and storms go hand in hand.
Yeah.
They are the storm.
So they would have no basic issue with you unless you attempted to give them problems. So after a bit of a walk, you come upon the gates of the capital city. But as the dragon said, it is much different than Smite remembers and that Blaze remembers or Otto. You have Blaze up on your screen,
Yeah,
so
that's my go-to nickname for stuff,
uh,
so
um,
I'll change that to Otto after this game.
um, the capital city. For those of you who were in the Shadowfell, which would out of the three of you would only be Smite, you notice that this city looks much more like the Shadowfell than the capital city when, when you brought the queen back here.
It's like they copy pasted all their buildings over from the Shadowfell.
No, it just looks very gray and dreary, and uh, you can only actually see the front half of the castle. Um,
They brought the aura over from the Shadowfell.
and as the dragons come out of the sky and land in front of you, between you and their castle, they say, "Welcome to our island. We will As long as you wish to stay, you are welcome here. As long as there is no difficulty.
I relay this to the others.
Because as I said before, this is now our island.
Hmm. I'm so glad.
Difficulty? Me? You don't even. No, I'd never. I'd never.
Well, it seems like it's vastly improved, and thank you for the welcome.
Well,
Pleased to be here.
the tiefling actually quite enjoys it. When
Mm.
when she was in the Shadowfell, she didn't want to leave.
I want to retire there.
Yeah, she wanted, as I recall, he wanted to buy a condo in the
Mhm.
Shadowfell.
That's where I'm retiring.
Yeah, so so this would be a great improvement as far as you're concerned.
Well, like the accessibility. Plus, it's also a portal to the Shadowfell.
It's true. Much better portal than trying to go through that crypt.
Mm.
And um, as you are escorted into the castle, um, they say, "You're welcome to the run of the castle except for 2 rooms. One being the dungeon downstairs, which you can enter if you inform one of us first. The second one being, and he points to the large set of doors off of the main uh, foyer of the castle. For your own safety, do not go in there.
Heard.
That is a direct entrance to the Shadowfell. Uh, n- Not a portal. Open those doors, walk through them, you're in the Shadowfell. We still have our castle there, which we keep. So, but for your own safety, you're better off staying on this side.
Yeah, I don't want to
Thank you for your
encounter all of
concern.
those, though. The undead and such that roam the Shadowfell, so
And every so often during this conversation, you'll hear a scream.
Hmm. This pleases me.
Is it anyone we recognize?
No,
I just find it soothing.
um, some of the townsfolk still need to be convinced that they're really better off than they were.
I mean, hopefully there won't be another dragon attack with dragons already here.
And the mother walks up to Smite and goes, "Oh, there's we have another guest that wants to see you
Me?
specifically.
Hmm. I'm honored.
So were we.
Hmm.
I really don't understand the reputation she has.
Sick burn.
Uh, but you will meet at dinner.
I look forward to it.
Um,
So do I.
Y'all had good food in the Shadowfell.
thank you. And uh, we have our chefs shuttle from one castle to the in between castles as necessary. That's why we created the permanent doorway.
Oh, perfect. I look forward to dinner.
Would you like to see your friend now?
All of us, can we? I'm using the term friend really loosely here.
Uh, the friend that you were here with last.
Yeah, I
the
use the term friend loosely.
the the princess that attempted to orchestrate this little activity.
Former princess, maybe?
What?
Former princess?
You might put it that way.
I think she's still technically royalty, but like, who cares? If you don't have
Hmm.
your own, you know, lands, who cares if you're royalty?
I
She
didn't
has
care to begin with, but
she has this strange delusion that this island still belongs to her.
she was always pretty delusional.
And even as she watched our young one eat her mother, it didn't change.
Yeah,
Is
she
there?
had this
Yeah,
thing about her mom. It was weird.
I would pay to watch that.
The saddest part about it is she wasn't really in a position to do anything about it. She's not in a position now to do anything about it.
Right?
Is there anything we can do to make your? I mean, obviously you have all this under control, but we would be happy to be of any service. Should anything we can offer make your kingdom run a little more smoothly?
Well, we can start off by reuniting you with your companion. And by the way, you are free to do with as you will. That,
Really?
that is, we have more important issues to deal with.
She
Um,
has taken from us.
in fact, our our other guest has some requirements to be met before dinner. So we, um, I will, and the mother says, I will have Junior, for lack of a better name, uh, escort you to the dungeon as my husband and I have matters to attend to.
How do they fit into the castle?
Magic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside than the outside. Their castle in the Shadowfell was the same way.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Good question.
but yeah, dragon magic can do many things. Um, so, uh, the little, the little one sort of uh, nuzzled his parents as they wander off, and then he comes up to each one of you and sort of pushes you with his nose to uh, dir- direct you downstairs.
You're so big now.
Yeah, he's what? Probably double your height standing, and he's 6 months old.
Yeah.
So,
Big
oh,
little guy.
and he comes up to Smite and sort of comes right up behind you and sort of breathes on your neck. And, uh, as you guys walk down the spiral staircase into the dungeon, but this dungeon looks different. It looks like the one from the Dragon Castle in the Shadowfell.
Ah, familiar.
And over in the corner stands a large chest. And hanging by chain just above that chest is a figure wearing nothing but a hood. And, and it's hanging just high enough that, that it can't, that it's, when it struggles, its feet don't reach the chest.
Hmm. Well, hi.
Hello,
Long,
Esma.
long time no see.
And you hear Esma's voice, but all she does is scream.
Are you uncomfortable?
I
She,
think we've made a series of bad choices that have led you to this outcome.
Specifically
and she,
trying to steal from dragons. Like, where did that come from?
and she recognizes all your voices and is like, I'm a princess. This is my island. Get me down from here.
This was your island.
Do you remember maybe where you might have put our gold and magical flask and bag of holding? Maybe we could help you. If you might remember. Do you recall?
They took it when they did this to me. I don't have access to that.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I think we should cut off our ears.
She's like, what? You're my party. You're supposed to help me out of this.
We were your party, just like this was your island.
And I think you stole from us.
I was born here. This is my island.
And here you shall perish.
You have
Not
to
my hand.
you have to help me.
You
Have to.
you
I don't
stole
want to.
so much from all of us. Like, so much. Just like you tried to steal from dragons. Like, come on, man. That's just silly. You don't steal from your own party, and you don't steal from dragons.
It's just not smart.
I was raised in the woods, and I know this.
I I needed the money for a mission I was on. And as far as the dragons go, they're just dragons.
Just.
They have so much they wouldn't notice.
Mm.
I think they noticed.
Dragons always notice.
They're very perceptive creatures.
They do that.
Their horde is like number one.
Yeah, and
You should know.
I'm hanging above it. If you let me down, we can take it.
There's a dragon in this room with us right now.
And the baby roars.
Yeah.
And Esma basically, frantically kicks her legs and such and tries to get down.
You know, I'm of a mind to just leave her here, since she doesn't have the stuff, and this is pretty much, like, worse than anything aside from the tearing her ears off part.
I want her ears.
Well, then take her ears.
I shall. I pull out my obsidian dagger because it just seems appropriate.
You have to take her hood off, though.
I walk over and kind of kick the crate a little bit, just toying with her.
She's hanging high enough that for you to reach her head, you would have to climb up on it.
So I climb up on the crate and kind of shake it a little bit with my feet.
Which the baby makes sort of aggravated noises because you are up on the dragon's horde, and it's like it instinctively goes, you probably shouldn't be standing on that.
Young one, I will not touch your hoard. It's the ears I want.
So you remove her hood, and she does not look like she's been treated well at all. she has bruises that cover most of her face. And if you took a close look at her when you came in, she has small cuts and bruises over most of her.
She's into that kind of shit.
That's like her jam.
Can't tell if she was tortured or if she had a good weekend.
Exactly.
Turns out the dragons were a little better at torturing than her and her mother ever thought about.
Mm.
Oh, and uh, there, there are a couple of the, uh, spots on her where she's definitely been hit with necrotic damage.
You.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
So give me an attack roll if you're actually going to attempt to cut off her ear. Give me an
Nat 20.
oh, the one that 20 you get is
So
that.
worthy. So worth it. This is so worth it.
I
Guiding
will.
bolt, called shot to the ear.
Yeah, I won't make you roll a second one for the other ear. You, you quite easily remove both ears. At which, Esme is suitably horrified and in more pain than she's ever been in. And
I'm actually going to send a healing word at her so she doesn't just bleed out from that.
because she would.
She
The
gets back
baby,
like 3 health.
the baby dragon walks over and laps up the blood that drips on the floor.
Good baby.
So before you jump down, do you put her hood back on, or do you leave her like this, or
Don't cross us ever again. I think you shall have learned your lesson. Don't steal from dragons. Don't steal from your party. I
she's
whip the hood over her face and kick the crate.
she's basically hysterical at this point. She's not anything you're telling to her isn't getting through. She's hysterical at this point.
I
I think
soothe
that
her, calm her down, cast a healing spell on her,
No, you
and then
don't.
kick her in the head again.
What was that last part?
And then kick her in the head again.
Okay. Um. At, at that point, she just goes limp. Um.
Oops, I unalived her.
She she's basically unconscious. Not so much from lucid kicking her, but from the shock of having both of her ears cut off. She's gone unconscious.
I think she's more reliable that way.
So, are you gonna talk to the dragons about what to do with her, or
Honestly, I think they've got the right idea. Just leave her hanging in the dungeon until she dies.
It seems like they've got it covered, and I've got the ears. So.
She might like that too much. I think we should put her in like a padded cell and make sure that no one tortures her.
I mean, honestly, I think the dragons have done a wonderful job. And
I don't think anybody likes necrotic damage, so
It does sort of age you rather quickly. And with that, after the baby dragon has lapped up whatever blood was there, it motions for you to follow it back upstairs.
we follow. Or I do. I assume that everybody else is smart enough to follow the dragon.
Yeah,
his
we
house.
follow the dragon.
Uh, as you get back upstairs, there is the baby dragon goes and leads you into the great hall of the castle. There you see a massive table
Dinner time.
laid out with all manner of finery and food and drink. There are spots for the three of you and the dragon family and a guest.
Hmm.
Do you want to do this sequence after the break?
Yeah, we can do that. So going into dinner seems like a good place to take a break. So we will see you in roughly a half an hour.
Although for you guys, it'll be instantly.
Yeah, 'cause,
Alright. See you in a minute. Alright.
okay. And we're back. As you can see, uh, Patrick slash Lucid isn't with us. Uh, he fell asleep during the break. So we're gonna call this episode for the night. Um, so the next Fallen Dragons, our group will be deciding what they want to do, and uh, now that now that they've dealt with Esma, and they'll also get to see what this lavish dinner party turns out to be with the mystery guest that they haven't met yet. So be sure and uh, look for, well, be sure and watch this video and give it a like. Subscribe to our channel. Uh, oh, and I want to say that we have 2 new subscribers since last week. So I want to say thank you to whoever those were. And keep subscribing, help us grow our channel. And look for us on Facebook and our Discord channel.
And all those are up on the screen now.
Yeah. And be sure and tune in next week or watch for the next week's video, which is going to be the 4th episode of Gunpowder and Brass. And one last thing, we're going to have a special one shot that'll come out just after Halloween. This one shot's going to be a Halloween one shot of Call of Cthulhu. So, look out for that. And with that, do either one of the two of you have anything you want to say before we leave tonight?
Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm always happy to answer any questions. So if you just go to our Discord or Facebook, or our Twitter, we'll be there, and we can answer questions. I'll send my data through Mike if I need to, and anything you want to know.
And you can also leave comments on the video, on the YouTube videos, because I monitor YouTube pretty much every day. So if you guys leave comments, I will definitely answer them for you. Tell your friends and help us get 1,000,000 subs, and we'll keep throwing out episodes for you. So,
All right. Everyone have fun, and thanks for your time.
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.